Good evening, ladies as well as gentlemen. Papa Boris here with some more Hearthstone Arena action. The highlight in this Mage Arena run, without a doubt, without any hesitation, was the druid that we played in the first game, who lost, because he didn't draft as well or play as well as me, friended me afterwards and asked me how old I was. When he said 29, when I told him I taught logic for a living, he said that was breathtaking and acted like I was an idiot, when really he's dumb and he doesn't understand like something that a third grader would understand. So that was really hilarious. I finally got trolled by a moron. I've been waiting for that to happen my whole Hearthstone career, and it finally did. So here we've got some endgame cards that we'll be passing back, but we got a turn 2 and a turn 3 play, which is great. Now we have a couple of turn 3 plays, and hey, there's Mr. Boulderfist Ogre showing up for the party a little early, but you know what? He's so cool, we don't even mind. That's fine. Just don't play a mana worm. Thank you. Oh, I will play a mana worm. What a hypocrite. Here I am telling my opponent not to play one, and I'm playing one myself. Well, if she plays Frostbolt, all's fair in love and war. She's happy because she kills my mana worm. I'm happy because her Frostbolt's not hitting a better target. Anyway, all that is a moot point. What we're going to do here is coin, and that allows the mana worm to kill the raptor. The question is, what do you play? I mean, I could play the golem, which is the best creature, or I could play the Scarlet Crusader, which then could get sucked off by the Blood Knight. Well, let's go ahead. Oh, that sounded really wrong for a number of reasons. Scarlet Crusader getting sucked off by the Blood Knight, not only... Anyway, whatever. The point is, if my opponent has a 3-drop to play, and she doesn't ping off the Divine Shield, the Blood Knight will become a 6/6. Now then, at that point on turn 4, she can use Fire Blast to kill my Scarlet Crusader, but if she's spending half her mana on turn 4 to kill a Scarlet Crusader, I'm pretty happy about that because that means she's not playing real cards. However, she doesn't have anything on turn 3, so she'll ping the Scarlet Crusader now. Well, that's sad, but it's okay, because now I get to play Harvest Golem. And it's the same deal. Basically, I have a 2/3 instead of a 6/6, but she has an empty board instead of a creature she could have played, so this is alright. I'm okay with things. She is, in fact, going to kill off that Scarlet Crusader, so she seems not to have anything good to play. Does she have a good 2-drop? Well, that is a pretty good 2-drop, because that actually does not die to the Golem. However, what we will do is play Novice Engineer for a card. And that leaves me with enough mana to kill off the Crocolisk. Now, had I had the Dark Iron Dwarf in my hand at the start of the turn, that would have been way better, because then I could have just used the Golem to kill the Crocolisk and had a 4/4 on the board instead of a 1/1. So that was a bit unfortunate. I was one card away. She's got a stupid monkey, which is just fine by me, because what I can do now is play the Dark Iron Dwarf and use the Golem to kill off the monkey. I could also play Spiteful Smith and delay the killing of the monkey, but there's no reason to wait. Okay, there are reasons to wait. The Spiteful Smith is bigger, and it uses up more of my mana, but I like just clearing the opponent's board while I have the chance. We got 7 cards to our opponent's 6. We have 6, assuming she kills off the damaged golem. She's like Fire Blasted every single turn, and she's not stopping, which is fine by me. That means she's not building up any board presence at all. She's actually got a secret. Oh, that's annoying. That's annoying, because I don't want her to copy... Ah, okay. Well, this is fine. So we'll check for Mirror Entity with the Argent Squire that we just drew, conveniently enough. It is actually not a Mirror Entity, so now we will check for a Vaporize/Ice Armor. It is one of the two. It's Vaporize. Unfortunately, I would have preferred Ice Armor. However, we still get to play Blood Knight to get a 6/6, and that leaves us with 2 mana. I wish I could play a creature, but can be content with pinging her face. So it's 6 cards to 6. 5 if she Fire Blasts yet again, and I've actually managed to go past turn 5 and turn 6 without playing my really awesome 5 and 6 drops. But they're coming, it's alright. It's all good in the hood. Just gonna Frostbolt this guy to freeze him. So the Worgen is it's now threatening to kill off both of my minions. Actually, she's gonna probably just ping off the Argent Squire. Yeah. So the Worgen is gonna trade against the Blood Knight, so she kind of 2-for-1 there. But I kind of 2-for-1 as well because my Argent Squire died for nothing. Ah, I could play Stormwind Champion. Boy, is that worth it? I think it's worth it. Let's play Stormwind Champion. That makes it so that now she has to use her hero ability to kill this off alongside the Raging Worgen, and I've got a 6/6. Then next turn I can play the Ogre or the Spiteful Smith, depending on what I draw. Wow, she's playing with secrets. Alright. That's kind of frustrating because actually now there's a really good chance that one of them is a Mirror Entity. She actually got a 3/4 out of that thing. Oh, she messes up big time. She should have killed this while she had the chance. That was silly. It was really, really silly. So, always check for Mirror Entity before you check for stuff. Do I play this knowing that it's probably going to be a Mirror Entity? I could use the Stormwind Champion to kill my Spiteful Smith that appears on the other side. So yeah, we will do this. Let her have the Mirror Entity. Okay. There it is. It's fine, no problem. We will kill it. Like so. We will kill this, like so. I'm gonna Frostbolt. That. Oh, it's not a Vaporize, it's a counter spell. Okay, that deserves a well played. Didn't see that coming. She can use the Worgen now to kill the Stormwind Champion. She can then use hero ability to kill off the Blood Knight. Okay. Oh no, that was just a bug. So she pings off the Blood Knight. She Arcane Missiles, hoping to kill the Stormwind Champion. She got the luck of the Papa Boris there. Not getting this more than once. Gets another Taunter, which I'm fine with. And the Worgen should now kill. No, she's going for the face, ladies and gentlemen. I disagree with these. I disagree with these maneuvers that she's making. I'm going to be honest with you. So now what we get to do is play the Farseer to heal my Stormwind Champion. Now I can use the Stormwind Champion to kill that. I can use this to kill that. And I can even play Boulder Fist Ogre. Well, my opponent's in a lot of trouble because this is a really tough board, even for a mage to clear. With this 7/8/6/7, making Flame Strike less than effective. She has Elven. Who plays Elven Archer? Ah, well, whatever. It's actually all right. I'm actually pretty happy about that. It's just a kill for the Stormwind Champion, and she's gonna have the Pimp, but this Elven Archer's gonna die. All right. Well, we pretty much are gonna win the game, honestly, if I can be so bold. Actually, let me just check. 10, 13, 19. No, it can't win. So it's Arcane Intellect. Defender of Argus, huh? Cool. Alright, let's do that. There. Let's do that. There. We'll kill this here. And we're going to swing for 10 damage. So I'm threatening lethal and she gets one top deck. Well, it's going to have to be Blizzard. Blizzard or bust.
Well played.
And as you can see, it apparently was a bust. Alright. Good times had by all, and by all I mean me. Did I get a golden fireball? No, I got a golden frostbolt. Still good. I'm glad that once you get into the 40s and the level ups start coming slower, at least you get some good cards as a reward for your troubles. Apologize for the upcoming chewing, folks. I'm going to have a Nature Valley Trail Mix Chewy Granola Bar. This is the fruit and nut flavor. It contains almonds, raisins, peanuts, and cranberries. And the box says that now it's got 25% more almonds than it used to, which I'm excited about because almonds are pretty great. Almonds are almost as great as internet trolls that can't do logic. Oh god, that made my day. Granola bar, chewy goodness. And it's a hunter. One of my least favorite classes to play against now. Blue the hunter.
You asked for it.
So that's mulligan back these sort of conditional cards. I get more conditional cards, great. I was hoping for Argent Squire. Alas, it was not to be. Argent Squire, go. Play an Argent Squire. Oh, you're not going to play Argent Squire.
Put this apple on your head.
Well, that's what Frostbolt was made for. Killing knife jugglers. Slow start for a blue Abadiabada over here. I will play Wolf Rider. Hold on to these, generic, or sorry, not generic, conditional 3-drop epics. They worked against the druid. Maybe they'll work against this guy. Look at the pig. Hits me in the face, which makes sense. He figures I'm going to do the trade anyway, so. Don't blame him. I could race, but what I'm going to do is, this is really sad, I'm just going to waste the Dark Iron Dwarf. And I will kill the pig. This is desperate. It would seem that my opponent had a really bad hand, because this is pretty awful stuff to play. It's basically 2-for-1 against a humble 4-4. Luckily for my opponent, I don't have anything good to do myself. I will actually Arcane Intellect rather than playing a Blood Knight. I'm going to hope I get something good. And I kind of didn't, kind of didn't. Let's go ahead and drop a Blood Accelerator. Kill the Worgen. And pass the turn. This is obviously actually one of the worst cards in the universe, at least the Hearthstone Arena universe. Note that it says whenever a Murloc is summoned. So it's not just for you, it's if your opponent summons Murlocs, it also gets buffed. So at least it's got that going for it. Well, this was a very good drop from my opponent. He just went 2 for 1 down, but I don't have an answer for this engine at all. I'm going to have to 2 for 1 right back. Hopefully he doesn't have Buzzard Hounds, but whatever. That seems like a redundant thing to say. It's pretty much always something you hope. And rarely a hope that is realized, at least it seems like for me. If he has Buzzard Hounds, he definitely should play it. It seems like he actually does not have it, though. Or else he would have totally played it. He's actually going to heal this up, which is really irritating, because it means that Flame Strike doesn't kill it anymore. Oh, no, it does! It does, because he gets +1 from the Bloodsail Raider. It will no! He has the kill command, and he will kill off the spell damage. Oh, balls. Well, that's annoying. What I'm going to do here is think. Either I play the Spiteful Smith and Fire Blast, or I can do Storm and Champion. Oh my god, I wish this guy could kill off the Senjin. But he's such a bad 4-drop. Ugh. Well, there's nothing worth pinging, so I might as well just drop the bigger minion. And sure, I'll hit this thing. Get ready for a Flame Strike, potentially. Multi-shot would be good. It would finish this off, get this down to 3 health, and you could use the 3-3 or the 3-2 to kill off the Stormwind Champion. It looks like, in fact, that's what he has. Nope, he's just 2 for 1-ing. Okay, cool. I'm happy with that. I wish I had a Stampeding Kodo, but I actually don't see them in my drafts. It's just something that people play against me. It's not like I would ever get it. Alright. Fireball. I could kill this with a Fireball, but it's not that urgent. That's one of the many reasons why the Goribashi Berserker is a piece of crap card. I am going to take my time here. Let him get it enraged, and then maybe next turn I can actually enrage it again, and then Big Game Hunter it down. That's one thing I could do. Svanaheim, oh gosh. Well, the nice thing about this is that, well, the bad thing about it is that it doesn't die to Big Game Hunter, but the good thing is that if I can kill it and play Flame Strike in the same turn, the hyenas are basically a non-issue. But this is a very good drop. Alright, he's gonna heal it up, which is pretty immaterial. Oh my gosh, that's a good card. Yeah. We're gonna silence that thing. It's still threatening as a 6/5, but at least it's not like a nightmare. I do want this thing to die, however. So we will kill it as follows. Ping. Big Game Hunter's got the beast in his sights. We'll trade my 2-1 for his 2-1. Swing for 4 damage. And now, all these things do 4 power, so after Svanaheim kills one of them, well, obviously it'll kill the biggest one, I can ping it to death with my overpowered hero ability and be pretty happy. He's got 4 cards to my 6. I'm doing pretty good. Again, Buzzard Hounds will catch him back up, but he does not have Unleash the Hounds. Oh, yeah, that's gonna get sucked, yep. Blood Knight's gonna suck off the Scarlet Crusader. That's gonna be my new little catchphrase. Blood Knight sucking off a Scarlet Crusader. I could silence it, of course, but that's much better to suck it off. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. Okay, so now let's go ahead and ping off the... Can I win? 4, 8, 14, 15. I actually cannot win, but it's good to check for that. No reason to do Flame Strike yet. Let's just do this. This. And we're going to go ahead and kill that Scarlet Crusader as well. I could Fireball the face. Is that worth it? No, I'm not going to commit the Fireball to the face. We'll see what he drops. I mean, I might want to Fireball something like a Boulder Fist Ogre, for example. Oh my god, that's annoying. Is he going to start getting cards? Yeah, he's going to start getting cards off of it. Of course he is. Frickin', you think you got him good to go. And then they get these Auctioneers. Please don't be a spell.
We must
Okay, it's not
cleanse
a
the
spell.
Sunwell.
Good, as long as it's not a spell, I don't care. Alright, now you gotta think about this secret. You always want to check for explosive trap before you check for snipe, but really if it is explosive trap, this guy's dead, so I'm going to use him to check for freezing slash explosive trap here. It's a snake trap, which I'm pretty thrilled by. Oh yes, because actually then I could just play Flame Strike and win the game. And then we're going to attack, play this, swing, and now I'm threatening the kill with this fireball, so he has to have an answer for Blood Knight, or it is all over for Blue Abadia Badal the Hunter. Okay, that's not quite going to kill it, but does he have a Hunter's Mark or some other way Arcane Shot of dealing 1 more damage to the Blood Knight? Oh my gosh. Does he have a Stone Tusk Boar? He does not. He just hit it real hard. Like a raid leader told him to do, and that's not going to do it. Alright, great. So we win, and this is actually harkening back to the good old days when I would say that my deck sucked, and then I would proceed to do very well. Okay, we're not there yet. It's only the 4th win, but it could be if things keep going this nicely, obviously. I've been on a pretty cold streak for the last good long while. Let me take a look at my stats sheet real quick to update you folks. So, since the change to 12 win arena maximums, I have played in spreadsheet loading, 115 arenas, and 56 of those got to 7 wins. Now I used to be like a little, so that's like a little bit below 50% for reaching 7 wins, and I used to be a little bit above. So I've actually had a pretty long cold streak here. I'd have to get like 3 7-win runs in a row to catch back up. The good news is that on my stream on Saturday, after a really awful run, I actually did pop a legendary. So I'm gonna spoil it. Sorry if you care. I got Nosdormu, the troll legendary, but hey, that's 1,600 less dust that I need to spend crafting it to complete my set, which I hope to have done, in May. That'd be nice. Okay, so Mana Worm is nice. I will probably skip the Pyromancer. I'll probably just play the coin to buff the Mana Worm and play Scarlet Crusader on the next turn.
X marks the spot.
If indeed the Mana Worm survives, which it may very well not. I could also coin Arcane. Okay, this is actually better. I'm going to coin, well, let me think. If I coin Arcane and Elect, I get some cards, and I get to kill this Bloodsail Raider, then my opponent's pretty compelled to Shapeshift to finish it off. Now what I could do is I could just play the Scarlet Crusader. You can then still kill the Mana Worm with Shapeshift and this thing, and then, yeah, I think it's actually better this way, because I don't want my next turn to be committed. Let's get card advantage, let's kill this thing, tie up his turn. So it'll be an empty board going into my turn, and I can drop a Scarlet Crusader, which is a very difficult creature to deal with. Not the most difficult, that honor belongs to the Harvest Golem, but still pretty difficult. My opponent will take advantage of his druidic nature to finish off the Mana Worm, and then I get to play Scarlet Crusader. Now, I could have held on to Scarlet Crusader and gone for a turn 6 combo, but I'm not going to do that. We're just going to play it, because it's the best thing I've got. I don't want to waste these battle cries. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Alright, he left enough mana so that he could shapeshift off the Divine Shield if he wishes. Now, a Mage would do it, but does a Druid want to take 3 damage by hitting it twice? No, he just decides to just do this. So what I'm going to do here is, I'm going to play the Blood Knight. I think that's a totally reasonable move to get a 6/6. And I will actually kill off Kobold Geomancer while I'm at it, because you don't want to have Druids, you don't want to let Druids keep spell damage around. This will actually kill Druid of the Claw, so if he's holding one of those, that's excellent news for me. He actually does have one of those, and I actually will kill it off. That's awesome. Alright, let's go ahead and do the following. We're going to do this, and then I'm going to do a really obnoxious thing. We're going to actually heal this back up, making it harder for my opponent to take care of it. I can play Novice Engineer, but instead I'm actually going to ping off his Novice Engineer. The fewer minions he has, the harder it will be for him to clear off my board. So does he have a Starfall or Starfire to get that thing? No, but he does have a Frost Elemental. Gotta be really careful here. It's tempting to silence this to unfreeze it, but remember, if I silence this, I'll also get rid of the Battle Cry bonus, so I don't really want to do that. I want to kill this by some other fashion. Well, I could Frostbolt it and ping it. That's a very slow way of going about things. I don't have a Dark Iron Dwarf, which is what I really want. Well, let's actually do this. Let's draw cards if I get Dark Iron Dwarf. That's the card I want. I didn't get it. Arcane Missiles, is that gonna... No, that's really not that helpful here. Okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna Frostbolt. We're gonna Ping. And then we're gonna hit him in the face. So then this is keeping our options open for next turn. I can play, like, for example, Pyromancer Arcane Missile, which is guaranteed to kill this thing off if the Arcane Missiles miss. It'll also kill my Novice Engineer off, but I can throw that in first at something. Oh gosh, does he have a swipe? He has a swipe. So that will actually mostly clear my board. At least it kills off his own Frost Elemental, though. And I'm able to ping off his Pyromancer. So this has actually worked out okay for me, I would say. Let's go ahead and ping this off. I think this is the time to use up the other Farseer, so that my guy does not get killed by his shapeshift. And since I can, I might as well play the Pyromancer. He's not that valuable to me that I want to keep him in my hand to protect him. So he's got 5 cards to my 8. It's a bit deceiving though, because he could play an Ironbark here, which I would be at a loss to deal with since I don't have my big game Hunter. I'd have to be very inefficient about killing it. I'd like him to play a lot of little things so I can Flame Strike them all to death, because with the Pyromancer I'm essentially going to deal 5 damage to the board, which is, well, it's very difficult for multiple creatures that he plays to survive that. He can play like 2 Big Dumb Beasts, 2 Oasis Snapjaws. No, he's going to play an Ogre, which is frustrating, because I can't really remove that with any of the stuff that I have. But I could, of course, just ignore it. Could just ignore the Ogre and just play more stuff. Oh, Big Game Hunter. Does not kill Boulder Fist Ogres, and I cannot increase the damage of this Boulder Fist Ogre. Well, what I'm going to do here, then, is I'm going to just play Wolf Rider, Stormwind Champion, Stormwind Knight, excuse me, and we're going to go all for the face. All for the face. So what I'm doing here is making it so that if I had chosen to draft Pyroblast, I could win the game in 2 turns, but even though I don't have Pyroblast, I could still win potentially with enough luck and enough of my minions sticking around here. Alright, he plays a Tiger, which is great, so he didn't even kill the Wolf Rider with Shapeshift or anything. Gonna kill off my 2/5, which is interesting choice because these minions hit harder. He hits like my weakest hitting minion. That was a strange decision. Anyway, he loses. So that's that. Good game, and we made it to 5-0. Now, I have lost before at 5-0. I've made it to 5-0 and then gone down to 5-3. In fact, I recently had an arena as a druid where I did that, and I'm spoiling it because I don't want you to watch it. So it was an arena called Cruising. Don't watch those videos. They're terrible. I'm embarrassed. So it does happen, but if it happened here, I wouldn't actually be that sad because I did say at the beginning that I thought the deck was pretty bad, so if it ends up being bad, whatever. It's annoying and I'll be upset, but at least my prediction came true, which is always fun. Okie dokie! Let's go ahead and see who our next worthy opponent is if this game is not going to crash. Great, thanks for not crashing, game. I owe you one. Lawful Tots. Well, it's the 3rd druid of this arena, but you know what, whatever, I'll take it. Better than any hunters or mages, that's for sure. We'll keep the Arcane Missiles, because they can definitely kill some early drops, and as a mage, with my overpowered hero ability, I can, help finish some things along. We will have an interesting potential then on turn 2 to Arcane Missile, and buff up the Mana Worm that we will now be playing on turn 1, which is great news for Papa Boris. Always feels good, big mage with a turn 1 Mana Worm. We might not even play Arcane Missiles on turn 2, we might just play the Bloodsail Raider if my opponent does not coin into a drop or have a 1-drop to play. This is going to drop down and we're going to have a very speedy beginning, which is great. I have a history of losing a lot of times when I have a really fast start. Like, I'm like, oh, this is finally a great hand, and then I just, lose terribly. He is going to coin into a drop, so he's going to try to take out this Mana Worm. How is he going to do it? By Power of the Wild. Well, here goes the coin flip. 50-50 chance of killing off this Panther. Are you ready? Oh, I won the coin flip. Alright, well, I have to confess, I've whined a lot that I always lose coin flips, but there we go. Finally, I won one. And that's like one of the hugest swings in the game. When you have a Mana Worm followed up by Arcane Missiles trying to kill a 3/2, it's just a huge swing. Because if I lost the coin flip, this Mana Worm would actually be dead. My opponent elects to send a Bluegill Warrior at the Mana Worm, which means that next turn he'll be shapeshifting to finish the Mana Worm off. Notice how much trouble this Mana Worm is causing him. Just taking up so much time and resources killing it. That 3 health on this 1-drop minion is a really big deal. He clearly feels hesitant about this play, but it is the right play, because otherwise I'm just going to ping the Bluegill Warrior off. Now, I don't know, maybe he has something better to do than play a Bluegill Warrior in the first place, but given that he played it, you did the right thing with it. Okay, so after he shapeshifts to kill this, it'll be 5 cards to 5. A pretty even game. Unless he does something better like Wraths it. Although I think, again, shapeshifting is better than Wrathing. It's actually going to... Well, let's take a look at what's happening before I comment, because sometimes the arrows are bugged. No, he's actually going to Wrath my 2-3. So he's basically paying it forward here, and he's going to say, oh, well, I'll just kill this Mana Worm later, buddy. Mana Wraith later. I do have a Mana... Sorry, Mana Worm. Jesus Christ, these Mana creatures are just obnoxious. Okay, let's go ahead and do Novice Engineer to draw a card. Defender of Argus would have been nice to start the turn this so I could actually protect my Mana Worm. But what we're going to do now is play Mana Wraith, so that after he shapeshifts to kill my Mana Worm, this is unplayable. Or this should make anything else unplayable besides a 1-drop, and I don't think he'd have a 1-drop here. Because he would have played a 1-drop last turn, if he had one. So he finishes off the Mana Worm, finally, and passes the turn quite predictably. Alright, well here what I'll do is I'll play the Defender of Argus. So that the Novice Engineer isn't just guaranteed to die, and so that my board does not get cleared if he has a swipe. Note this thing is still around, it's still hard for him to play creatures, he can at most play a 4-drop. And he plays it pretty good with the Violet Teacher, but this does not have Taunt, which is good news for me, because I can just ignore it, basically. Now let's take a look. I could actually play Wolf Rider. And then if I do play Wolf Rider, we've got 3, 6, 8, 10, 11 damage. Just a lot of damage. If he swipes, he could kill off most of my board, but not really all of it. Or I could just hold the Wolf Rider back and play the Golem instead, because the Golem is more durable. I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to play the Golem instead, because the Golem's more durable. We're still going to hit him in the face, because I'm trying to try to race him out here, so that's why I want to send the damage in his face. And so now I'm holding this Wolf Rider back. I've got the Owl here so that in case he plays a taunt, I can silence the taunt and play the Wolf Rider and get the damage through anyway. But now we've got this sturdier creature, the Golem, so that's a little bit more likely to get some extra damage through. And every extra point of damage matters right now. He's going to play Mark of Nature on that Violet Teacher, which is great because I have an Ironbeak Owl that is going to get silenced off. Is he going to kill the Mana Wraith? I hope so. I hope he kills the Mana Wraith because I actually want my stuff to be cheap. And he will kill it. He wants his creatures to be cheap. Well, it's a good thing I played an Ironbeak Owl. 2, 4, 6, 9. I got exactly enough damage to kill him. And he sees that I've got enough damage. That's a turn 7 kill against some interference. But, you know, Mana Worm on turn 1, you really... And I won the coin flip on the Arcane Missile. So, you know, when you have that kind of a start, it's not like you can give yourself too much credit. Alright, 6 wins. 6 wins. And 0 losses, might I add. Mage is the first class with which I have ever reached 9-0. The second class to which I ever got 9-0 actually didn't happen until after the new system with 12 wins, which was Paladin. I made it to 9-0 and I actually went ahead and made it to 12-0. Although, wait, maybe there was one other class I made it to 9-0 with, but I can't remember because I didn't keep track. By the time I made it to 9-0 again, it was already up to 12 wins, so there was no point in keeping track of 9-0s. Anyway, Sandow, the 4th Druid of the run. Can I please be second? I cannot. I'd like to be second, so I could coin these. We could play these back to back. We'll keep the Golem. We'll send back the conditional ones, and hopefully to get a 1 or 2 drop. All right, we got the Mana Worm again. This is not a great follow-up though, because I have neither Frostbolt nor Mirror Image nor Arcane Missiles, which are the things you want to back up a Mana Worm with. Now, hopefully this Druid does not have the coin turn 1 play, because the last one did, and that enabled me to have to get. God damn it, he's got the play. Seriously. Fairy Dragon. Oh no, I can't even hit it with my hero ability. Balls! He's actually going to get to kill his Mana Worm. Ball sacks. Bibbity bobbity boobity ball sacks. Alright, well, we're going to just hit him in the face. Because there's nothing else we could do. I mean, I could play the Owl, but that's just stupid because the Owl would just die to Shapeshift. Wow, he had the perfect answer and I had it in a hand that just couldn't deal with it. No mirror images in this draft. He at least wasted the coin putting this out early, which is good. But still kind of frustrating. Alright, so do you play the Crusader or the Golem here? Oh, Arcane Missiles. Now, a turn later. Well, I don't want to play it here because even though it's overwhelmingly likely to kill the Fairy Dragon, there's nothing else I can do after that because this is not a real 2-drop. So, we'll just play the Golem. We'll keep the Scarlet Crusader on hand in case I top deck one of my 2 Blood Knights later on. He could kill the Golem with the Fairy Dragon plus Shapeshift, but that'd be his whole turn. And then I could play the Scarlet Crusader the turn after that. The reason I wanted to keep the Scarlet Crusader, another reason to keep the Scarlet Crusader on hand is that it actually hits harder than the Golem does, so it's nice to get it down later. Whoa, he's going for the face! Boy, do I not agree with that move. Let's go ahead and Arcane Missiles to kill off this Fairy Dragon. To kill off the Fairy Dragon. Okay, whew, that was a little scary. Kill off the Fairy Dragon. We're going to play the Scarlet Crusader and swing. I did get one of the Blood Knights, but I'm not going to like keep this for the turn 6 power play. I'm just going to play it down. If he wants to shapeshift it, he can shapeshift it. I don't care. I mean, I do care. I'd rather be able to suck it off next turn. Suck off the Scarlet Crusader. What's she hiding under that red dress? Anyway, 7 cards to 5. For me, my opponent has actually done pretty well this game because of the Fairy Dragon killing Mana Worm. Is he going to hit the Scarlet Crusader? He's actually going to keep hitting my face. Well, he really screwed up. He should have used the Fairy Dragon to kill the Harvest Golem with Shapeshift, given that he was shapeshifting anyways. I don't think he made the right plays. He's playing a Loot Hoarder here. Very humble indeed. Do I use the Owl to stop this from drawing a card? Ah, no, you can have the card. We'll do that. Give him this card. Swing, swing, and that. So this is actually really good because a Starfall won't kill it, Swipe won't kill it, Starfire will not kill it. There's really nothing that will kill it. He needs to have like a Silence and then some other removal to kill it. Very difficult thing. And I've got this Silence of my own in my back pocket. If he plays a Ventrico Mercenary, oh, I'd win the game. If he played Ventrico Mercenary, that'd be the best. I could kill it with Big Game Hunter, swing for 11 damage, and have a 4-2 on the board. It would be over. He plays a Mountain Giant, which is not a Ventrico Mercenary, but it is still just as good. And look, I'm going to give myself some credit. I think a lot of people, I really am going to just toot my own horn here. I think a lot of people would have taken Pyroblast over Big Game Hunter unquestioningly, and look how good this thing is. And you know, that's what I'm talking about. That asshole in the beginning, the druid, who said that I didn't know how to logic. I mean, I gave myself a chance to get lucky by taking a Big Game Hunter over Pyroblast, and that's what makes me a good player. Someone like him would have just taken Pyroblast without thinking about it, and he wouldn't even realize how much it was hurting him at that kind of situation in the game. Alright, so now I'm threatening lethal. I've got a Silence to get past taunts. I've got this for extra charge damage. I think the game is pretty much over, and you can see it's okay. 7-0, pretty solid. So I think if you go 7-0, even if you lose the next 3 games and you end up going 7-3, you officially qualify for looking like a fool status for saying after the draft ended that your deck was bad. I still don't really understand why this deck is good, to be totally honest. It seems like it just doesn't really have the right curve, but perhaps I need to modify my understanding of what a good curve is. It seems like I have too many 3-drops and not enough 2s. I didn't get enough of the key Mage removal spells. It's just a single Fireball, single Frostbolt, single Arcane Missile, single Flame Strike. Really, I'm running very spell light compared to most mages. But here we are, 7-0. Kevin Evo the Rogue. Boy, this is not good. It's not pretty. Okay, that got a little bit prettier. Do you keep the Stormwind Knight? I don't think so. I think I want to double my odds of getting an Argent Squire, so that I could play that on turn 1 and maybe Blood Knight on turn 2 with the coin, but that is, of course, not to be. Luckily, I'm second, so the Rogue cannot at least coin out any Defiance Ringleaders. Huh, Leper Gnome, eh? Well, do you coin to kill it off? Actually, yeah, I'm going to coin to kill off Leper Gnome, so I'll trade my coin for one of her cards. I don't need the coin for anything else right now. Might as well use the extra Mana Crystal that I have on turn 1 for some use. Alright, she just humbly daggers up, which is fine by me. She will hold on to it, which is smart. Alright, we're going to play the Wild Pyromancer then. And the Scarlet Crusader is not as good as the Argent Squire would have been, but I will play this on turn 3 pretty happily, just knowing that it almost certainly, given that my opponent has a dagger, will not live to turn 4 where I could suck it off for a Divine Shield. She's going to Perdition's Blade to kill off the Pyromancer, which is fine. Could be worse. It basically means that she wasted her turn 2 dagger. And this will now die to some spell plus the weapon, I'm sure, but it's kind of wasting the potential of this blade. Killing Scarlet Crusader. Does she have a backstab? I really hope it's not a backstab, because a backstab will let her do everything else for her turn as well. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Oh, she thought about sucking it off, but now I'm going to get a 9-9. Well, here's the thing. Rogues are actually probably one of the best equipped classes for dealing with this. An Assassinate or a Sap will do it. Mages are actually not as good. A Pyroblast, or sorry, Polymorph will do it. but a fireball won't. Okay, so she's got the silence. Alright, this deserves a well played.
Well played.
And now what do? Do you kill this with a fireball, which is kind of overkill? No, I don't think so. Let's draw a card, see what we get. Earthen Ring Farseer. That's not that helpful. Alright, we'll kill this off, though. Play the Farseer, and at least the battle cry is not wasted. I got the heal off of it. So, sad she had the silence, but good on her for realizing the value of silence and drafting one. Good players get lucky more often than bad players. She's got the Ooze, which will kill my 3/3. This is actually really annoying. She keeps having, like, the perfect card for my stuff. Okay, never mind. She's just going to kill the 3/3 anyway. And she's also going to kill off the Novice Engineer, even though it wastes her weapon. This person knows what she's doing. She's doing a good job drafting. She's doing a good job playing. My cards suck against this Ooze. Okay, so Wolf Rider I will use to kill the Ooze. And I'm not going to hold on for more blood, for more Divine Children. We're just going to play this thing. Get a 3/3 on the table. Better than a 4/2. In case she plays anything big later, I've got the kill. She silenced my 9/9 Blood Knight. How sad. She's going to sprint. Oh, that's sad. She has 7 cards now, although she spent her whole turn doing that. I don't really have enough of an advantage. Not on life, not on cards, not on anything. Oh, gosh, I'm in trouble. I've got nothing to do here. Just nothing. Alright, we're going to fireball the face. I just got nothing to do. I can't afford to play the big game hunter onto the board. There's too much of a risk with her having such a giant hand of her playing something big this turn. She plays a bunch of little things. I can play Flame Strike. She plays a big thing. I can play... This is like the worst... Oh my god, this is the worst thing. This is the worst thing. So she killed my creature, which I didn't want, and she played something that does not die to Flame Strike. And I used my Fireball last turn. Ah, boy, this is bad. Well, this is a game where I really wish this had been a freaking Pyroblast. And maybe I should have just played it last turn and called it a day. Oh, this is terrible. Am I really going to Cone of Cold just this creature? Yeah, we're going to do it. I'm going to do it. And, fuck. Alright, I'll play a big game hunter. Try to goad her into using the Wicked Knife to hit it so she goes down to 12 health. Although I really can't kill her. Even if this were Pyroblast, I still couldn't kill her. There's no way I'm dealing 6 more damage anytime soon. Perhaps the Fireball to the face was a mistake. I should have just conceded that my turn sucked and saved the Fireball. Then I could have had an answer to the Spiteful Smith. That would have been the one way that I could have played this game differently and potentially had a chance to win it. Well, this Rogue is a really good player. Just you can sometimes tell when you play someone just how good they are. She just had good cards. She made very precise plays. She always had the perfect answer to everything I had. And I made one misstep, one very questionable move. And that did me in. So she's going to buff this up so that it doesn't die to Flame Strike. Because she's a bitch. Even if I silenced it, it would still be at 6 health. I'm not sure what I could possibly have that would let me win the game right now. I cannot think of a single damn thing. I don't have any fireballs to hit her with or anything like that. Arcane Missiles. What is even the point? Alright, let's do Arcane Missiles, see what happens. They all hit her face, okay. So if I get a charged creature and play Dark Iron Dwarf, I could hit her pretty hard. And maybe burn her out with a Frostbolt. It's pretty much my only hope at this stage. She's got a Boulder Fist Ogre, okay. And a Razor Red Hunter. Okay, so she's got a lot of damage coming through here. I've got maybe like 2 turns left to go. She's gonna conceal. Oh my god. And I just used my Flame Strike. I don't have any Blizzards. So yeah, this is all going through. This is 11, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. It's over. I don't have the kill. Well, I'm going to concede, but that was extremely well played. And I made some missteps. I could have played the Big Game Hunter a turn earlier, gotten 4 extra damage through perhaps. Could have held the Fireball in my hand to stop the Spiteful Smith from living. Potentially I could have dragged that out more. Well, there it is, 7-1. I really got tossed around by that Rogue. It's really humbling playing a game like that. I've definitely had losses where the person crushed me harder, but like it was like, oh, well, you just got lucky. But you could tell that person just played me really well and honestly outplayed me, I think. Both with her drafting and her playing. Well, I needed to get lucky in one respect to win that game, given my inferior skills. I needed her to not have a silence after I played that first Blood Knight. But she had it. Druid number 5? Hammering the Druid, alright. That's kind of funny when you say it that way.
You asked for it.
Okay. It's gonna be one of those games, huh? Really wish I could get an Argent Squire someday with Blood Knight, but that just doesn't want to happen. Alright, there's the Argent Squire after I mulligan the Blood Knight. Well, there are 2 Blood Knights in the deck, so I might still top deck one. And against the Druid, this thing is probably not gonna keep its Divine Shield on anyway. Alright, there's Argent Squire. I got a text from a number that I don't know. What the hell is this? Alright, it's actually a work text. Crazy. So he did, in fact, shapeshift off the Argent Squire's shields, which was frustrating because I actually did top deck my Blood Knight. Hilarious. So we're going to play that Mana Wraith. And the idea here is that if he shapeshifts and kills us off, I'm content to just play Arcane Intellect next turn. Or I could also coin into Blood Knight if I wished. Alrighty. He took 2 turns killing that Argent Squire. But even so, he's better off than he would have been had he been not a Druid, because then he would have had to, like, he wouldn't have just been able to do that, and he would have had to face a 6/6. Okay, let's play this. I cannot coin into Arcane Intellect, because I would be 1 mana shy. But if he doesn't do anything about the situation, about this Mana Worm situation this turn, the coin and Arcane Intellect could, or Frostbolt could both be really good. I can actually play all 3 of these and buff this up to be a 4/3. He's gonna make a Panther, which avoids the Mana Wraith's detriment. In fact, he plays another one. That's hilarious. That deserves a well played.
Well played.
Blood Knight number 2 comes along. Okay, that's great. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna Frostbolt. Wait, no, we're gonna Arcane Intellect first. See what we get. Always draw cards first. Okay. Then we're going to, if I hold on to the coin, I could actually play the Boulderfist Ogre next turn. But no, we're going to do coin, Frostbolt, one of these, Mana Wraith the other. So yes, I got a 4/3 for 1 mana the previous turn. Pretty good deal. And we get the beats on. Druid of the Claw would be the best card he could play. I can't hit hard enough. I wouldn't be able to kill it. This only hits for 4, and it would have 6 health. It's going to silence this instead, which I'm alright with, because it's fine. It'll hang in there for a little bit and do some stuff. That's all he's doing. Okay. Dark Iron Dwarf could get this down to 1 health, but then I don't have enough mana to finish it off, so we're going to just play this guy instead. Save the Dark Iron Dwarf for another day. And then I might not even play the Dark Iron Dwarf next turn, might just play the Boulderfist Ogre, which is very difficult for Druids to remove. Dark Iron Dwarf plus Boulderfist Ogre will let me kill an Ironbark, which could be important. Play a Sunwalker, so I can suck it off with a Blood Knight. No, he's going to play Harvest Golem. Alright, alright. He's going to play 2 Harvest Golems. Oh, jeez. Well, the good news is the Mana Worm will actually live. Okay, how do we do this? I think I want to play the Defender of Argus.
My shield for Argus.
So now what we can do is we can kill off one of these bitches. Ping it with my overpowered hero ability. And swing for 2 more damage. So we're steadily getting damage through doing fine on cards ahead on the board. Got a big game hunter now for Ironbarks. No longer need the Ogre plus Art Dwarf. And if he plays anything with Divine Shield, I am really ready to go. We're really ready to go. I still have a Scarlet Crusader in here that I could combo with one of these guys. He's going to Savage Roar, which is very good for him. That's actually extremely good. It lets him kill off my creatures with extreme efficiency. And grow this Flesh and Ghoul to astounding heights. That was pretty good for him. Oh, no, wait, I got Big Game Hunter! Do I use it or do I save it for an Ironbark? Boy, that's a tough call. Oh no, Savage Roar was only temporary. Okay, yeah, I'm clearly really good at keeping track of situations, aren't I? I could silence it. Or I could play Dark Iron Dwarf and trade for it. I'm actually going to silence it, though. I'm going to silence it like this. Kill this thing like this. And ping that off like so. So we're just fighting for the grind here. This 2/3 now can run into the 4/3, and then Shapeshift will finish it off. But note that I would be playing completely differently if I weren't holding a big game Hunter, because I'd be much more concerned about an Ironbark if I didn't have this guy. He has a Boulder Fist Ogre, which will not die to big game Hunter, unless of course I use the Dark Iron Dwarf as a combo, which I may end up doing. We'll see what he does. He will Shapeshift for that, so my guy will actually survive against this Flesh-Eating Ghoul. Yes, 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 my pretty. Okay. So here's what we do. We play Dark Iron Dwarf on this guy. Play Big Game Hunter to shoot it dead. And I'm gonna go ahead and hit him in the face. Now the reason I'm hitting him in the face is if I hit the Flesh-Eating Ghoul, Swipe would clear my board. Swipe still clears my board, so I might as well get 2 damage through. Does he have Swipe? He has Starfall. It's not quite as good for him. Well, actually it's the same, but it doesn't deal damage to my face, and it also cost him an extra mana. Alright, so he spent his whole turn just clearing the board. He lost his creature doing this. I now get to play the Boulder Fist Ogre calmly. I'm not even a Blood Knight afterwards, so I'm in really, really good shape. This is a time where I actually do have a good follow-up for my Shazatsicles. Alrighty. This is definitely the most of these 3-mana conditional epics I've played with 2 Blood Knights and a Big Game Hunter. Working out pretty well so far, though. So 5 cards to 4. He's got an Iron for a Grizzly, Faux Shizzly, I don't care. That's not a big deal. Scarlet Crusader, the joke's on you. Oh my god, he played 2 Scarlet Crusaders. Well, if I were a bad-mannered person, I would say well played at this stage. Instead, we're just going to play Blood Knight. Oritus and Sindorai. Yes, yes. Should I Flame Strike here? I might as well just Flame Strike. Yeah, we're going to Flame Strike. Clear his board, so I get him down to 1 health. Don't have enough mana for the Arcane Missile, but he was almost certainly going to die next turn with a combination of Arcane Missiles and my creatures. He could Shapeshift to stop me from being able to ping him to death, but the Arcane Missile would have been able to almost certainly finish him off, in conjunction with my minions and him having only a single card. Well, that was cool. So our only loss was to a very well-piloted rogue. And we're up to 8-1 rather comfortably, as far as these things go. Do do buddy boo buddy boo boo. Boopity beepity boopity buddy boopity beep doo doop. I can't believe how well this is going, given that I thought my deck was a pile of crap. Buddy boop ba buddy ba. No effects, the Shaman. Well, we haven't been playing that many Hunters. We only played 1 Hunter and 1 Mage, so, you know, we got a little bit of luck going for us in that respect. Arcane Intellect, generally not a card I want early on. We'll keep the early removal with the missiles and the 2-drop, of course. So the Fireball, a little bit premature, but could be used. I'd happily send a Fireball at a Yeti or a Sinjin or a Violet Teacher. Really pretty good 4-drop. He seems eager to play something, which I'm not that happy about. No! He just likes to hover over the cards. No point coining out this Raider. We'll play 2, 3, 4, perhaps. Or perhaps 2 coin 4. Just to skip ahead to this guy and save this battle cry. Blood Knight. Alright, well, let's play the Blood Raider. This is a pretty good thing to have against the Wolf. It at least forces him to have an answer for it. Which he, you know, might not. But he does. He has a Wolf, which lets him trade. Which is fine. So I will actually go ahead and coin into the Storm of Night, because that lets me kill off this Wolf immediately. And I like that. I don't see much other reason to keep the coin. I mean, if I top deck a Boulder Fist Ogre, I might regret not having a coin, but here it just seems kind of pointless to hang on to that coin. Scarlet Crusaders obviously die to Earthshock. And I'm not going to play it. I was going to play it, however, I am not anymore, because this needs to get fireballed. And we start the damage train. So he's got 5 cards to my 6, soon to be 7. But, you know, my card quality is a little bit suspect. If he drops anything reasonably big, I'll have trouble dealing with it. He's going to make a totem. Hidoke. What's the follow-up? A Mad Bomber after totem? Why would you Mad Bomber after totem? That doesn't make any sense. You should Mad Bomber first. Well, guess I won't look a gift horse in the mouth. Let's go ahead and use the Farseer here, which is very handy. Heal that up. Then I can kill the Mad Bomber and live to tell about it. And unfortunately, I can't do anything else, but I will ping his face. So he's got 5 cards on a totem to my 7 real cards, and I've got an Ogre coming down, which will eat a Hex. But you know, once this gets hexed, I can do the Crusader plus Blood Knight combo at the very least. Okay. Do I want to change of plans? No, not quite. Alright, what we're gonna do then is we're just gonna play the Ogre. So it's gonna get hexed, of course. But at least that's one hex down. And then next turn I can do this and this. Oh wow, Wind Speaker. So this is actually one case where the Wind Speaker is alright, because it lets him kill both of my minions. No, he's going straight for the face! Oh, he's going for the kill. Well, I think that was a mistake. I think he should have actually at least killed the frog. Well, my opponent is going to rue the day here pretty hard, because now we drop the Pimp, and the Frostbolt will single-handedly kill off this Fire Elemental. I'll hit him in the face, and we're going to pass the turn here.
Wanna blow something up?
Right, the Mad Bomber gets lucky and kills my frog. I have very bad luck against Mad Bombers, but at least this thing got damaged, so it'll now die to either of my creatures. That's 2 Mad Bombers from this person. Surprised them at 8-1 facing 2 Mad Bombers. Really quite shocking. Looks like he doesn't have anything big to play, though. He's just making a Mad Bomber and a Totem. The Totem now comes at the correct time. Does he have a Forked Lightning or something? No, he's going to Novice Engineer for a card. Everything is ripe for a Flame Strike. It's about to be Flame-stricken. He's hitting my face. It's like he's trying to burn me out, but I really think that's a mistake. Leaving a spell damage creature alive like that? Ballsy, son. Ballsy. Do you play Flame Strike here, or do you just, you know, throw down these guys? Or perhaps this and this? If I do these two, I can actually still ping that off, and I can actually kill off all of his minions. You know, I'm going to just do it. We're going to do this, this, ping off this, kill that, and kill that. Since he's representing like he has lethal damage or like a lot of burn potential, I might as well keep his board clear in case of Bloodlusts. Or like Wind Fury Rockbiter weapon combos. I could still lose if he has like a Doomhammer plus Rockbiter weapon. He's thrown a lot of damage at my face. Unless he was holding on to those cards, that's a mistake. Oh god, another one of these. That's the second one today. And a Lightning Storm. Well, that will not kill Mr. Blood Knight here. However, it will kill off my other 2 minions and draw him a card. So that was definitely worth it. Now that this guy will die to the Auctioneer, unfortunately. So do you play Flame Strike just to kill this thing off? Just to keep your 6-3 alive? There's no point. There's absolutely no point playing Arcane Missiles whatsoever. Oh gosh. I mean, this has to die. It's just a matter of whether I use the Blood Knight or the Flame Strike. Using the Blood Knight lets me put out another creature. Using the Flame Strike lets me keep the creature I have. Well, what I'm going to do then is use the Blood Knight. I'll play this, which is quite large. I'll ping this to make it easier for it to die to an Arcane Missile later if I choose to play Arcane Missiles instead of Flame Strike, but I'm hoping that what he does is sort of tame and I can just play Stormwind Champion. Stormwind Champion plus Arcane Missiles plus Hero Ability would be pretty decent. He's got a Boulder Fist Ogre. Oh, that's actually really frustrating. I don't want to let that hit me, but it's hard to kill. Well, we're going to Arcane Missiles for sure, just to see what happens. If they all hit this Boulder Fist Ogre... Oh my gosh, 2 of them actually hit the face. That's sad. So what I have to do is this. I need to get that thing to die. It's really ineffective. Still can't play my Stormwind Champion. Maybe I should have just used Flame Strike. But maybe he's out of big things, perhaps, finally. Out of big drops. If he would just play some little things, and I can Flame Strike effectively. No! He keeps on playing big things! And he has a Cobra. Ah, Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, man, my opponent's just not obliging me with anything here. Alrighty. We're going to Novice Engineer, see if we can get Cone of Cold. Perhaps. Blood Knight, you're not that helpful here. Go home. Ah, Jesus Christ. Flame Strike seems really silly here. But I'm going to have to do it. We're going to Flame Strike. That was the worst Flame Strike ever, and I'm going to hit this. I don't want him to be able to get me down to 10 health. So we've got 2 minions to play next turn. A 4-4 after Stormwind Champion, and then a 6-6. So as long as he could just stop playing big minions, that would be great. No! He keeps on having things! Oh my freaking Jesus Christ. I cannot catch a break. Well, luckily for me, this is pretty good. That's a very good top deck. So what I can do now is I can 2-for-1 into the Stormwind Champion and kill that off. Otherwise, I would have been really, really screwed. He could have either hit me or killed my Stormwind Champion. I cannot believe this opponent has had like 4 turns in a row where he's just played nothing but big drops. And that's probably why he made it to 8-1, despite playing with 2 Mad Bombers. He's just got like tons and tons of fat in his decks. So I'm actually going to get ground out, I think. I've already used my Fireball, so this thing is not something I have any answer to. Pretty much at all, other than the silence. Alright, we're going to ping this off and think very carefully. Do you play this for the 3-3, or do you save it and hope you get a 6-6 out of it later? How, like, what is my most desperate situation here? I think I am very desperate, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to silence off the spell damage, because that's dangerous, but I will keep this around, even though it's very unlikely that it'll actually work. Got to give yourself a chance to get lucky, you got to play to your outs, and my only out is that I get a 6-6 out of this guy, and then win the game that way. I can't believe I'm actually going to lose this. Like, I just felt like I was in control the whole time, but he, just kept on playing one big drop after another and then making these bad plays hitting my face that were justified by the fact that he had more fat than I do. Alright, Stormwind Knight will kill the O2 Taunt Totem. I guess we'll get to work on this Fen Creeper. Do you play this? Alright, I'm going to hold on to it for one more turn and then I have to drop it down. Just have a minion on the board. That was kind of an annoying game. It is very unusual, given how fast his early game was, how much big stuff in a row he was able to drop. Oh, now he has nothing but junk. Of course. Of course. Alright, one more chance to get a Divine Shield creature. Nope. But I got a Defender of Argus. Well, that'll have to do, Pig. That'll have to do. Ping the face, because pinging his minions is pointless with the Healing Totem around. I'm at my last. I'm at my last limits here. There's really nothing I've got. I've used my Boulder Fist Ogre. I've used my. Actually, have I used my Boulder Fist Ogre? I don't think I have. Okay. And Lava Burst. Well, he had a very strong deck. I think he actually played worse than I did. Like, unlike the Rogue, who you could tell was playing extremely well, this person played very sloppily, and he had bad cards like Mad Bomber. But he also had a lot of really good cards, like the endless parade of 6-drops. And I just wasn't quite able to stabilize, really. I needed like one turn of breathing room that he never gave me. Now there was that one time where I could have Flame Struck instead. I think I probably would have lost anyway if I had used Flame Strike there, because I would have kept my 6-3 Blood Knight, but I had like a 4-4 Dark Iron Dwarf on the board instead, or like a 4-6, and it didn't matter because he ended up playing such a big card. Alright, so now I'm hanging on to my arena life at 8 wins against a fellow mage, going first with a weird hand, so we're going to keep our 3-drop and nothing else. Morlock. Sounds kind of like Murloc, but okay, I guess that was the joke. He switched the O and the U and Murloc and added a K. What? That's you know, that's just a dumb name, whatever. Moving on. Hopefully this opponent does not play a turn 1 Mana Worm. Please pass the turn. Oh, no. Ah, fuck you. Well, that sucks. So now... Oh, you didn't. Oh my gosh. Well, I think I was actually a mistake. I think she should have actually waited until the next turn to play the second Mana Worm and then coin. But really, it's just really difficult to come back from a start like that, because if she keeps it up with any sort of support whatsoever, like anything short of just fire blasting for a billion turns in a row, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble. And taking a lot of damage from these guys. Harvest Golem, all things considered, is kind of an interesting drop here because it survives against these pretty well, but it also doesn't kill them, so it's like a sort of win, sort of lose sort of a card. She's going to Ice Lance, so she's actually just buffing up her Mana Worms and then stopping me from attacking them, which is pretty smart. She's going for the burn here. I'm almost at 20 health now. I have to now do an extremely suboptimal Defender of Argus because honestly I just need to preserve as much damage as I can. So it's a 3-3 taunt. Let's see if she'll actually throw one of these Mana Worms at her or if she has an answer for it. She has Flesh Eating Ghoul. Okay, so she will in fact throw one of them at it, which is fine by me. And she will actually go ahead and kill that one as well. Okay. I could actually ping this Mana Worm, and then this would be at 6-3, not quite killable by the Big Game Hunter, but if I threw the Defender of Argus into it, I could do the Big Game Hunter after that, although it's not that exciting. I could Cone of Cold. I could play the Spiteful Smith and just say screw everything and let her hit me. That seems silly. What do you do here? What do you do? Alright, let's go ahead and do Argent Squire and Cone of Cold. Freezes the Mana Worm in place. Gives me an opportunity to perhaps sacrifice something for this Defender of Argus. Sacrifice this Defender of Argus for something, and then Big Game Hunter to kill off the ghoul. Against a mage, apart from Ventricle Mercenaries. Oh my! I was gonna say, apart from Ventricle Mercenaries, there's nothing that the Big Game Hunter would ever target. And then, of course, it just drops right on down. You're the next contestant on The Price is Right. We're going to do the Wolf Rider next to kill off this ghoul. The Wolf Rider is better to use than the Defender of Argus because the Wolf Rider, of course, dies to the Fire Blast of my Mage opponent. Well, that worked out well. So I've got 6 cards to 5 and now soon to be 7. And I'm the first player. My card quality is actually not even that bad. I've got the Spiteful Smith, which is pretty strong, and this could be okay. That's really weak. This is an extremely weak turn for the opponent. Extremely weak turn. Oh my gosh. It's weak sauce, my lady. Alright, what we're going to do here then is definitely play the Spiteful Smith, because it's so huge. And then we're just going to ping off her stuff, throw away the Argent Squire, which is going to die anyway. I'm actually hitting her for 6, which is not to be dismissed. 5 cards to 6, soon to be 7. Yeah, and I've got one of these. It'll take up over half her turn, removing it with Polymorph or Fireball. I'd prefer a Polymorph because that would leave me with a sheep. Fireball would just kill it outright. I've got a Fireball, which could go to the face, or it could hit a minion, depending on the situation. I've got a total of 8 burn potential here. She's a secret, though. Okay. And she pings my face. That was an extremely unimpressive turn. No, she's pinging this creature. Alright, fair enough. Okay. Well, always check for Mirror Entity before you check for a Vaporize and whatever. So let's go ahead and do the Dark Iron Dwarf here to check for Mirror Entity. Okay, it's not Mirror Entity. We'll send this guy in because his 4 power is just temporary. Okay, so we have one of those on our hands. We have one of the fancies. Either Counterspell, Spellbender, or Ice Block. Well, it's most likely to be Counterspell, as that is a rare and the others are epic, so that is what I will assume it is. She has the Flame Strike to clear my board. Almost. This hero actually survives. So I'm assuming it's Counterspell, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to Arcane Missiles to flush it out, and then Fireball should be the victory. Okay, perfect. Arcane Missiles is a very good top deck there. Flush out the Counterspell, and then Fireball is the kill, and we kill her with our Overpowered Hero ability, which I maintain should not be allowed to target the opponent's face, even though it didn't matter there, because I also had a creature that could have killed her. Good commentary, Papa Boris, victory, 9-2. Mage, oddly enough, although a strong class for me, obviously, as it is, I'm sure, for everyone. Actually, the class with which I have had almost the worst success, reaching beyond 9 wins. I've only made it beyond 9 wins once with Mage, and that was a humble 10-win run. The only other class that is that bad is Rogue, which is the same thing. And despite that, my success rate with Mage is almost 70%. It actually will break 70% after this run, and average wins is 6.5, which will be higher after this run. Okay, up against another Mage, Smetan, the Mage. I would keep a Stormwind Knight if I had other things to play, but since I don't, I'm not going to keep something that I can't even do until a coin on turn 3. Alright. With Mulligan, honestly, considering that we threw away all of our cards, the Mulligan is actually pretty crappy. We got a 3-drop whose Battle Cry will be wasted, the Pimp, which is just awful, and then some removal, which is fine, but nothing actually to do. So, pretty lame opening hand here. That helps a little. Not going to coin it out, though. We'll just play it on turn 2. My opponent didn't play anything that on turn 1 that required this reply. I'm not going to go ahead and coin it out or anything. And in fact, my opponent pings my face, so she's got a slow start here. I could coin the Golem, but time's going to pass this thing by if I don't play it right now, so let's just do it and stay on curve, keep the coin for later, even though there's no use for the coin right now.
We have many secrets.
Does she have a secret? Well, according to her, we have many secrets, but that was not borne by the facts. So, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play the Golem, and I'm going to hit her in the face. So my plan is that if she uses this 4-3 to kill one of my 2-3s, probably the Bloodstone's Raider, I can just ping it off next turn and call it a day. Oh my god, Water Elemental. I hate that card so much. Is it even worth silencing? Actually, it is actually just worth silencing. I hate that thing so much. Just words cannot describe. Alright, so now she can, of course, ping my owl to death. Well, that's life. That's life. Ladies and mother frickin' gentlemen. She has her own golem, which I would probably have been a better target for silence. Ugh. Okay. This is turning pretty ugly already here, I can tell. Okay. Ooh, Dark Iron Dwarf. Oh, that just turns it right around. Yeah, that's pretty good. And Arcane Missiles is not that usable here, but I'm ready to kill this golem and then either ping it to death or use Arcane Missiles, depending on the scenario. As I started to say in the last game, there's not many cards a mage would play that are killable by this big game hunter apart from Metrical Mercenary or War Golem. She will just swing at my face, which is fine. And okay, Flame Strike is nice next turn. Let's think. I will kill this golem, it's the most dangerous creature. And then I will ping it to death. And sure, I'll use the Farseer here to heal on my dwarf, so that at least she has to use her knight to kill the dwarf instead of just being able to use the squire. I'd love to see a war golem here, or an epic giant to give a target for the big game hunter. Love to see a bunch of little things to all die to flame strike. Really, I'm just happy with pretty much anything she could do here. Lots of different things she could do that would make me happy. That is not one of them, unfortunately. Alright. Interesting choice of targeting. So she's leaving everything at 2 health so that it all dies to the Abomination when the Abomination pops. I guess that makes a certain kind of sense. Is there any way that I can buff it up? No, I don't have my Defender of Argus. And this thing is actually going to get to live. That was actually extremely smartly played by my opponent. I didn't realize it at first, how smart that was, what she did. Well, let's do it. So we're going to run in, because I wasted my silence earlier. Play a Boulder Festoger. And I think this is the time to coin and Frostbolt to make it harder for her to kill this ogre off. So now she needs a Fireball or a Polymorph, and then she's in good shape. If she plays, however, a big drop of her own and it dies to Big Game Hunter, she's in awful shape. Hopefully the latter is what happens. I'd love to see like a War Golem here, maybe a Sea Giant. Actually, Sea Giant's not playable. Could she play a Mountain Giant? She could play a Mountain Giant. No, she has Fireball. Boo! So she spent her whole turn killing my thing, which would be fine if I had more things to play, but I have no more things to play. Blood Knight, motherfucker. Alright, well, we'll do this. And this. Just to have something to play, I guess. I could have wasted the big game hunter instead, and I might regret not keeping the Blood Knight around, but the thing about the Blood Knight is I've got no other one in the deck, so might as well drop it down while I can. She actually is going to Flame Strike to clear my board here. Which makes sense, because she's ahead on cards. She can do a sort of tame Flame Strike and still be fine. Alright, there we go. Finally got a good card here. So, Spiteful Smith. Ping her face. Pass the turn. She's probably got another Fireball or another Polymorph for it. She just got a little bit of card advantage and then went on to do single target removal non-stop / mild Flame Strikes. No, she's finally going to play some region. No. She has another Fireball. God damn it. Life is so cruel. Alright, well, I kind of wish I'd left the big game, the Blood Knight around so that the Scarlet Crusader were actually playable. Let's go ahead and do the Arcane Missiles here. See what it does. Okay. Scarlet Crusader. I've got to play the Big Game Hunter now. I can't wait any longer. Finger face. And this is actually going to be over. I can't win this game. So, I think third Major of the Arena brings us down. But we did beat all the Druids at least, so that's something. Lost to a Rogue, a Shaman, and now to a Mage. Could have played this game differently, though. I mean, if I'd kept the Blood Knight around, I'd have a 6-6 on the table and might be able to win the game. It would at least give me a fighting chance. So, you know, even in a game like this, there was always things you could do differently. Alright, Arcane Golem, now that the detriment does nothing. She has her own Scarlet Crusader, so if I top deck my other Blood Knight, I can actually suck this thing off. She's content to just trade because she knows she's got the grinding win here. Alright, got 2 chances to draw my other Blood Knight. Nope, and nope. Alright, let's do Stormwind Knight. That will at least let me kill off the Scarlet Crusader. And we have to tell about it. So now it's 4 cards to 3, soon to be 4. I'm actually kind of cut up a little bit. I got up a card through Arcane Intellect, got up another card through the Stonewood Knight. So now my opponent might be sweating a little bit. No, she's got Lord of the Arena. And she'll ping this off slowly. Which is to be expected. Oh, she's pinging my face. Interesting. Does she have like 2 Pyroblasts or something? Hard to say. Well, let's go ahead and do Mana Worm. Flame Strike. Ping with my overpowered hero ability. Alright, well this is about as even gets. We got 3 cards to 3, but if her cards are good, if she's got a Flame Strike or a Blizzard in there, or just a really big minion, she could be fine. If she doesn't have any of those things, I actually could crawl back into this game and win it. It is actually not impossible. Reckless Rocketeer is not impressive. It only trades 1 for 1. She needs better than that now. She's actually going for the face. Okay, she clearly has got like a pair of Fireballs or a Pyroblast or something. Otherwise, that would not have happened, what she just did. Okay, this does absolutely nothing. We're going to go ahead and trade that off. I'm going to play the Pyromancer. And I'm going to silence the Pyromancer because I don't actually want its ability. I want it just to be a regular old 3-2 for 2. I could have silenced one of the creatures, the Reckless Rocketeer or my Knight, before running in if I wanted to keep the Pyromancer's ability intact. I just would hate to lose the game because I got a spell and wasn't able to play it since the Pyromancer is in the way. Tournament Champion! Alright, well, that is a big thing, and given that she has been hitting everything in my face, I unfortunately feel like I need to kill this because otherwise I feel like she's just going to kill me. So let's go ahead and play Novice Engineer, draw a card, Stormwind Knight. Okay, well, we'll do this and be efficient about things. We'll do that, finger face, swing. Wow, I might actually win. It's not impossible. Although I think I've already used my Fireball this game, so I can't burn her out very effectively. It's not impossible. If she keeps on, like, angling for the burnout and doesn't quite get it, she'll be screwed. Oh no, I've already used Big Game Hunter, and she has a Polymorph. Uh-oh. So I actually don't have enough power left over to kill this. I've only got... Well, actually, I do have enough power. Never mind. We're good. We're good. In the hood. Okay, but we have to... Okay, so we have to kill this thing, except... No, we don't. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and Defender of Argus down the middle. Ping her face. We're going to go for the burnout victory here, folks. So now if I top deck... Okay, I think I've already used Frostbolt. Have I used a Fireball? Have I used Wolf Rider? I can't remember. But... Now I've got taunts in the way of that Ventricle Mercenary, so she might not be able to get the damage through. She's got a Pyroblast.
Well played.
And she sends it at her own face because she didn't have an answer. Oh my god. Well, Defender of Argus was pretty good there. And we get our 10th win, so that's only my 2nd time ever getting past 9 wins with Mage. Now I have the opportunity, just one chance, to have my first time ever getting past 10 wins with Mage. Oh god, that's hilarious. As I said in the beginning, that this deck is so terrible, blah blah blah. Anyway, clearly, if you make it to 10 wins, I mean, you could get there just by being super lucky, but I haven't been playing all that well, and I made it to 10, so I feel like the deck is actually just a lot stronger than I gave it credit for. Which makes me wonder if I have a big opportunity to improve in the arena just by being able to evaluate decks better and therefore draft differently. Oh god, my nose is like super ridiculously runny right now. I was actually almost kind of hoping I'd lose that game so I could go to the bathroom and blow my nose. I have a habit that some people find really weird. I blow my nose in the bathroom whenever I can because if you blow it in the sink with your hands, you can much more effectively blow all the snot and pick all the boogers out of it. Anyway, so if those of you who stuck around in this video long enough to hear that little gem, I hope you enjoyed it. Pest CP is the hunter, and I'm 2nd with a pile of 3 drops, which is great. So which of these do I want? Well, obviously the Golem and the Wolf Rider. The Wolf Rider for removal, the Golem for sturability. And then we have a 2 and a 4 drop. Okay, so now I might not even coin that out. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see what happens when I top deck a Mana Worm on turn 1, baby. Turn 1, top deck Mana Worm. Come on. You know you want it. You know you need it. You know you're going to love it. You know it's going to happen. Come on, baby. Yep. Yep. What else could you possibly do? I have the coin. What are you going to be thinking about playing your Wisp? Come on, buddy. Oh, he's actually thinking about the card. Right. Okay. Mana Worm? Nope. See, sometimes I ask for things and they don't happen. Like here I asked for Mana Worm and I got Earthen Ring Farseer. Alright, well, let's see what he does. That'll affect whether I coin the golem or not. Like, if he played a 3-2 here, like a knife juggler, okay, yep, that's gonna happen. So, ooh. Do you play this? No, I'm gonna coin a golem out. I think it's worth it to coin this thing out and threaten to kill off his knife juggler. I could have used the wolf rider and just killed it straight. But I'm making a little bit of a risk here for things like Shadowstone Cleric and whatnot. But I think it's worth it to try to get this kill and still have the damaged golem around. He's gonna Imp Master. The knife hits the golem, which is immaterial because the golem is gonna kill that anyway. He gets an Imp though, which will kill off the damaged golem. So all in all, I'd say that my opponent made out pretty well there. Okay, let's go ahead and kill off the knife juggler then, as we intended. And you play Wolf Rider here. It doesn't actually seem all that good. Let's just play the Farseer. It doesn't waste the ability because I've been hit, and this will let me kill off the Imp Master. Or perhaps a Senjin or a Yeti if that's what he plays. So he will use the Imp to get my damaged golem off the table. What does he have for 4 drops? Animal Companion. Leok. Alrighty. Is it the time for Dark Iron Dwarf? Yes, actually, it is time. This Imp Master is actually like one of the best Imp Masters I've seen in a while. I mean, I could... No, Engineer... No, whatever. We're just going to Dark Iron Dwarf. It sucks that he's got this endless supply of imps to kill my stuff with, but hopefully the dwarf will now be able to finish the Imp Master off. Hopefully. Basically, I get card advantage, and then the imps catch him back up. And card advantage is what keeps on happening in this game. He's not getting that much damage through to my face. Part of that is because I healed myself. Oh, he's going to steady shot on turn 5. A bad turn 5 play for my opponent. That is lucky. And he just plays a wolf, which is also extremely weak. Oh, it's my lucky day. He had a very, very weak 5th turn. Alright, so now what we do here is the following. We kill the Imp Master to stop that nonsense. We ping that. And then here I can either play the Wolf Rider and just kill the wolf, or I can just play the Bloodsail Raider and threaten to kill the wolf. My gut tells me use your mana and just kill that Wolf Rider. Or kill the wolf with that Wolf Rider. Don't take chances. We'll save this for later. It'll be a nice combo with Defender of Argus. Combo in quotation marks. Not that much of a combo, really. We also have 3 cards that we can draw later on to refuel after we play out all of our stuff. Love to see a Ventrico Mercenary here or a Giant of some sort. Although no Giants are playable currently. He's actually going to play an Owl desperately. Wow, this opponent has some kind of terrible draw. He's desperate. He's probably doing that for Kill Command. Yes, he wanted to Kill Command. To my face? Oh no, sir. No, you are not nearly close enough to start Kill Commanding my face. That was a terrible mistake with my opponent. I really think he just screwed up horribly. So we could play 2 creatures, which makes Unleash the Hounds better, or we could play just 1 creature, which makes Unleash the Hounds not as good. So let's do that. He should have killed my Dark Iron Dwarf 100%. 100%. There's no way... Well, okay, I'll eat crow if I need to, but there is no way that he's going to burn me out fast enough to make the Dark Iron Dwarf not worth killing. Alright, so he kills off 1 creature with multi-shot. Does he have an Arcane Shot for this? He actually does. Okay. Okay. Well, he's out of juice. Just 2 cards left in his hand is all that we're talking about here. And a Blood Knight. Okay, well, let's see if we can get an Argent Squire here off the Novice Engineer. Nope, but Spectral Smith almost as good. Let's play that. This would be an amazing target for Defender of Argus, so hopefully this lives. It's actually difficult for a Hunter to kill it. It pretty much needs Hunter's Mark or like 2 other cards to kill this off. I am actually going to try to play around Unleash the Hounds because I have a feeling he's probably got it. There's these 2 cards he's been holding on to forever, it seems. Yeah. Alright, so what we're going to do here is play the Defender of Argus. What this allows me to do is kill off the Spellbreaker. And since I have a 5/7 taunt, I will sneak into play another 2/3. And if he has Unleashed the Hounds, he has Unleashed the Hounds, but at least I have a 5/7, so none of the damage is going to get through, hopefully. So there's one of the cards he's been holding on to for ages. Is it a Buzzard? Is it a Buzzard to be followed up by the other card he's been holding for ages, which is Unleash the Hounds? He's going to get 3 cards. No, it's a Sylvanas. Interesting. Well, luckily for me, I have the Silence. So my opponent's in a lot of trouble because he's not going to get to steal Jack, Squat, or Diddly Butts. Can I kill this? No, I don't have a Dark Iron Dwarf. I got these conditional things that don't work very well. Okay, let's see. I've got 5, 7, 9 damage. He's down to 10 health, down to 9 health. Okay, we're gonna draw cards this turn. Let's see what we get. Nice. And pretty nice. Okay. So we play the silence. So he doesn't steal my stuff. And let's play this guy. And let's just pile the damage on. I should be able to survive and Unleash the Hounds. He'll draw lots of cards off of it, but even if he does, I've got a lot of sturdy creatures. It's going to be hard for him to clear my board, and he's getting very low on health, so I'm threatening lethal here. 2 hounds of his 5 will have to go at this. That will just leave him with 3 hounds. He can heal the owl, but nothing else. Unless, of course, he gets into a Timberwolf off of the card draw. But he didn't have Unleash the Hounds last turn, where I'm pretty sure he would have played it had he had it, so I'm guessing he just doesn't have it and is about to lose the game. But, you know, he could surprise me and win after all. But if he has Unleash the Hounds without a Buzzard, he's going to lose. I'm almost 100% sure. Well, he has Unleash the Hounds, but no Buzzard, which is good news for me because it means that he really can't get through. Okay, so Explosive Shot helps a little bit, but really not enough. So he's going to throw away 2 of his Hounds here. He's going to get to live. He'll get to live. Yeah, he'll get to live because now he can use 1 Hound for that, and Sylvanas can kill off something else. So perhaps I should have killed off Sylvanas while I had the chance. If I get a spell, that would be great because the Pyromancer would kill off this Hound for me. Alright, I need a spell. That's all I want is a spell. I didn't get it. Ugh, okay. Well, luckily his hand's empty, so what we're going to do is we're going to drop the biggest thing we have, which is this. And I'm going to kill the biggest thing that he has, which is that. He can get me down to... Oh, I can even play a creature here, which is awesome. So, he can get me down to 8, down to 6, but then I've got lethal damage with my creature, so he needs to have an answer. Or he needs to sacrifice 3 damage to kill my Pyromancer. So I think I've got it, unless this is a really good top deck. Like, really, really good. The Ogre and Fire Blast almost kill him. Multi-Shot is pretty good. Is he going to throw everything at the Ogre? I think that would be a mistake. He correctly hits my face, because he's got to go for his outs. If he threw everything at the Ogre with me having 3 cards, there'd be no way for him to win. So he needs me not to have any source of damage. And unfortunately, I've got Arcane Missiles top decked here. Oh, wait. That would be a mistake. 2. First, you play a creature. Then you play the Ancient Mage, the Pimp. Then you get 2 extra missiles off of Arcane Missiles as long as at least one of them hits the face, which is actually guaranteed because I have more missiles fired than his creatures have health. That is the win. Alright, we got the kill. So 11-2. I have not had a 12-win run in a long time, but you know what, folks? If I lose this next game, I don't even care. Don't even care because I haven't had an 11-win run in a long time either. So I'm just happy that I had such a good run. Especially since I really thought it was going to be a completely unremarkable and average run here. Ye as well as Haw. Alright, well, one way or another this will be the last run of the arena, so I'm happy that this is one of the rare cases where the timestamp does not make any difference. You do not get any spoilers based on the timestamp. And what do we have here? Mage versus Mage again. So this is Magic the Mage. Quite fitting, if a little boring as well. Let's small again our 4 drops here. Try to fish for one of them Argent Squires I like so much. Nope. Oh! I got the Argent Squire. Well, the thing is that basically the odds of this Divine Shield surviving are very small. However, I'm still going to play it on turn 1. I'm not going to keep it, try to go for a turn 4 like Argent Squire, Coin, Blood Knight shenanigan. We're just going to play it. If it works, it works. Okay, slight change of plans. Let's go ahead and Arcane Missile to kill off this Abusive Sergeant. I could have coined into Fire Blast to kill it. However, let's keep the coin. So that now, actually, I could potentially do the turn 3 Blood Knight, Coin, Argent Squire thing. Mirror Image on the wall. Who's the fairest of them all? So the problem here is that if I do Mana Wraith, then next turn I can't actually do my combo. So I'm going to play this Mana Worm I just top decked conveniently. Pass the turn. I don't want to play this now and have it almost certainly get Fire Blasted off. We're just going to go ahead and next turn play Argent Squire, Coin, Blood Knight. It would have pumped our Mana Worm a little bit actually. Alas, it was not to be. I could have actually played this and then I would have been able to hang on to my coin. But that's alright. We still get a 6/6. And so now my opponent needs a Fireball or a Polymorph to be able to kill off this guy. Does she have it? She has it. Well, I got a pair of 1/1s here, so I'll be able to start working on these mirror images at the very least. Oh, we got the bad manner, thank you. What a bitch. Alright, we're going to do this, kill off one of the mirror images, and start on the other. So now I'm suppressing her from playing 5 drops for this Mana Wraith. One of my 1-drops should survive to kill off this mirror image. And then I can Arcane Intellect or just play the Farseer next turn and waste the battle card depending on circumstances. Alright, Magic, do your worst. Actually, no, don't do your worst. I'd prefer it if you just didn't do your worst at all, actually. Oh, she's not even going to kill one of them. Alright, I'm going to do a bad manner thank you right back, bitch. So what we're going to do here is we're going to kill off that, like so. Gonna kill off our Mana Worm here. Hang it off. Play Harvest Golem. Hit her in the face. So she is pretty far behind. I have 6 cards to her 4. And I can get an extra card with Arcane Intellect. My issue is card quality. Apart from the Fireball, none of these cards are, immediately doing anything all that useful here on turn 6. But I can kill most any 6-drop she would play here. Okay, can I get another Blood Knight to deal with this thing? That'd be great. Oh, it's the wrong one. I got the Big Game Hunter. Well, what I'm going to do here is think carefully. If I Arcane Intellect and I get a Blood Knight, that's awesome. But if I don't have enough mana left over for Fireball. So what I will do is I'll actually just go ahead and ping this and Fireball it. So she had an answer for mine, I had an answer for hers. These 2 1-drops have survived for a shockingly long time. And we're at the same situation we were a couple turns ago. 4 cards versus 6. Now I've got this Big Game Hunter that might kill a War Golem or a Ventricle Mercenary or a Giant of some sort. She could play Sea Giant here. That'd be lovely. Nope, no Sea Giant. Alas, and alack. It was not to be. She will finally kill off her own sheep. She's actually going to Polymorph the Golem, which suggests that she has a lot of single target removal and no good targets for it. Do I still play Spiteful Smith since I just got the indication that she has a lot of removal? Oh, yeah. Might as well make her use it. We'll kill off the Sorcerer's Apprentice, of course. I don't mind her using single target removal because I'm already ahead 2 cards, and I'm going to go ahead another card after I play the Arcane Intellect. The later I do this, the more mana I will have to use the cards that I draw off of it, so I don't really mind doing this later. And so I don't really mind her killing this right now. So she's going to ping off the other sheep. Does she have a Fireball left over for this? Argent Squire, still can get a Blood Knight. 1 more in this deck. No, she has a Cult Master. She doesn't have the other removal for the Spiteful Smith. Oh, yeah, we survive. Okay, so first I'm going to Arcane Intellect before I do anything else because I want to see if I can get a Blood Knight. Nope. And, oh, yes, we do. I'm going to do a bad manner, thank you. Yoink. And we're going to play the Cult Master here, or kill the Cult Master, so she's going to get cards, ping that off, because its Divine Shield disappeared. Okay, my opponent is really boned. This is like one of the easiest 11 win runs I've had in a while. Actually, I've had easier. I've definitely had easier. There was one in particular I'm thinking of that was actually like extraordinarily easy. This one is easy, but it's not as it wasn't as easy as the one that I'm remembering. So I actually have the Farseer to heal that up to stop it from being picked off. We'll do that. We'll do that. We'll swing for 8. She could top deck a Flame Strike and clear my board, but then I still have 3 more cards, 2 of which are removal and can stop a lot of her stuff in its tracks. But she pretty much needs Flame Strike or Blizzard here, or else she's just dead. Azure Drake will draw a card. No Flame Strike, no Blizzard this turn. That's good news. Cone of Cold would be her best out right now. It's the only thing that she can really hope for. 6, 9, 11, 12 damage here. She's almost dead. She will ping this off to prepare it for the Flame Strike she claims she's drawn. Alrighty, well, let's go ahead and do Boulder Fist Ogre, which is a very timely top deck. I'll trust her signaling a Flame Strike. We'll kill off the Azure Drake so that the Flame Strike doesn't hit extra hard. Get 8 damage through. If this is Flame Strike, it's not going to help her against this Ogre. She now needs to top deck another answer so that the 6 damage from the Ogre does not kill this. She has a Flame Strike and a cheap taunt. I can Cone of Cold or Flame Strike to get it past it. Ah, yeah, this game's over. I just don't see it happening. No, it wasn't a Flame Strike. She was bluffing. It was just an Archmage. And that is my 12th win! Yeah, well played. I have to give her credit for saying well played there. But yeah, that was cool. 12 wins. Hasn't happened in a long time. Really excited to see what the prize is. Honestly, I'm not even sure I've gotten 12 wins since like the patch, or well, I've gotten 12 wins since the patch, but it has been a long time. Whew. If you enjoyed this, please like and or subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate that. And let's take a look at our prizes. We have an epic, we have a golden rare, and we have 245 gold, which is not the greatest amount of gold ever, but I'm actually pretty happy getting dust. This dust is what I need to finish up my set. Alright, let's take a look at the pack. Doesn't need to be a legendary. I'll take an ordinary pack here because I did get a legendary pretty recently. An ordinary pack is what I get. Fine, fine, fine. Fine, fine. The question is that epic new? No, I'm pretty sure I've got 2 Forces of Nature. I cannot get a new epic to save my life. It's always repeat epics. Well, still, it's a lot of dust. So we're in good shape. I need, currently, for those of you sticking around, 34,800 dust. I have 24,400 dust. So I need like less than 10,000 dust now. In order to... Wait, no. I'm really bad at math. I need 10,000 and change to get what I need. Let's take a look at our golden Manatide totem and get another 100 dust. Okay, great. Wait, didn't we also get a golden Frostbolt for leveling up? Right, yes. Let's take a look at our golden Frostbolt. Woo, that's nice. It's pretty. And let's take a look, sneak peek at our next arena. Man, I'm really glad I played Mage again. So my last Mage run was a 1-win monstrosity. Here we actually redeemed ourselves. So it'll be Hunter or Warlock next time. Thanks again so much for watching. I had a blast. Hope you did too. And I will see you next time. Take care.